Hey guys, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we want to talk about saving the planet. And if you want to stop global warming, stop using email. It's really that simple, and also other cloud things as well. Now let's go through this because I found this absolutely fascinating, and it's coming from Bloomberg, and I think you guys will appreciate this. Now, we know that we rely on email for pretty much everything in terms of life organization. A lot of people do this. We have old emails, old photos, tons of contacts, and all of that. Obviously, files sitting for years and years and years. I know I've got an email archive that goes back at least a decade, so I am also guilty of this. But the problem is that all of these messages actually require energy to preserve them. Now, despite the tech industry's focus on renewables, the advent of streaming and artificial intelligence is only accelerating the amount of fossil fuels burned to keep all of these data servers up, running, and online so that you can access something from a decade plus ago if you need to. Basically, we are consuming data at massive rates, and we keep building and expanding data centers to house all of this information. And as technology for things like camera resolution and monitor resolution increases, so does our consumption of bandwidth as well as storage. We all know that, basically if we had a movie on DVD back in the day, we could get that for about 50 meg or so, and now a Blu-ray movie is 50 gigabytes. This is what we are talking about here. And by virtue of this, we are consuming more energy to store all of this. But here's the thing, the vast majority of our data, we never ever use. Now, here are some amazing numbers from a study done by HP Enterprise. Right now, data centers consume about 2% of the entire world's electricity. That is actually expected to reach 8% by 2030. And moreover, only about 6% of all data created is really in use today. 6%. That means 94% is sitting in a vast quote-unquote cyber landfill, and that has a massive carbon footprint that we think we need to address here. Now, the sum of the world's data in 2018 was 33 zettabytes. Now, a zettabyte is 1 trillion gigabytes, so you can figure out the math on that. But by 2025, it is expected to increase to 175 zettabytes. So that is absolutely insane because we are looking at 175 trillion gigabytes of data, and that is according to International Data Corp. Every day, the world produces about 2.5 quintillion bytes of data. We're just generating pictures, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, take your pick, not to mention business operations, backup replications, for data, all this kind of stuff. For example, training an artificial intelligence model emits about as much carbon as the lifetime emissions associated with 5 cars. So basically, if we're training an AI model to do something, it is taking the life of 5 cars and they're running emissions, and here we are. Now, according to Andrew Cho, who's a senior research analyst at Parnassus Investments, I quote, "It's costing us the equivalent of maintaining the airline industry for data we don't even use." Now, simply deleting old stuff in the cloud, though, doesn't necessarily help the situation as much as you think. Multiple copies of even decade-plus old emails are being stored in servers around the world, even if you've emptied it out of your trash. We know that oftentimes backup retention policies, depending on the cloud service, can basically maintain this over and over and over for as long as they want, whatever their policies are. And energy obviously is being used to keep your empty trash alive on top of it, hence the vast cyber landfill. So how do we combat this? And there's a couple of different things I think that we're going to be talking about. And this Bloomberg article talks about 2 different things, and then I'm going to go off the article and discuss a little bit more. But so far, the tech industry's main response has been to buy more renewable energy, contracting for about 6,000 megawatts of non-fossil fuel basically in the last year. That's triple what it bought in 2017, but obviously that is denting the problem. It is not fixing the issue because we are consuming at such a large rate, and that is growing exponentially in this industry. Now, Microsoft as well this month unveiled its first ever sustainability calculator for its cloud customers so they can see the emissions generated by their data use. There's a big push in industry and business to see what your carbon footprint is, and Microsoft is really helping you out with that. But I think one of the other things that is going to help this is actually more technology. And what I mean by that is, as we increase our monitor resolutions and our camera resolutions, and we are increasing our need for more bandwidth, more storage, more streaming, we are also developing more sustainable technologies, more energies that may help offset this, not to mention the efficiency in, let's say, compression technology that allows us to store more data in a smaller footprint that hopefully helps the situation. Now, is that gonna fix this issue? No. Is it bailing out the ocean with a bucket? I don't think so either. I think it's somewhere in between. We have to address, I think, a lot of the energy issues that we have with this level of consumption, and I also think we need to really understand, is that picture that I took of my dinner 3 years ago on Facebook so I could show everybody I went to, whatever steakhouse or restaurant, is that really worth the amount of energy that we are consuming, on the internet, in the cloud, to keep this on? And I think that is one of those things that we really need to consider. We are, by virtue of it, and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc., shows that there's a healthy percentage of the population that shares and shares and shares, whether we want them to or not. We are constantly doing this. Right now, you are watching this video. I have created some of these emissions by literally uploading this to YouTube and then sharing it out to LinkedIn, Facebook, and all of that, who will then retain that post, not to mention, my own backup systems and everything else. And so that's what we're talking about here. And so I think it's a very interesting question. I think we need to come up with solutions for this. I'd love to hear if you have possible solutions to this, or should we just not worry about this? It's up to you. I know everybody's got their opinions on it, but that is your news of the day, and I thought it was absolutely fascinating, and I thought you guys would enjoy it. So here we are. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter, and please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well, where we are all building emissions. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.